Show. I'm your co-host, Tammy Sue Baker. Today's special guests, Tom Horn, Donna Howell, Derek and Sharon Gilbert, and Jennifer LeClaire. And now, please give a warm welcome to my parents and the hosts of the Jim Bakker Show, Jim and Lori Bakker.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome. In cast of thousands, I think we have here today. And we have the in-house children of...
Yes.
Well, actually, this would be your staff.
This is Jim and Lori.
This is our staff, that right here behind us, right?
These are the kids the Lord gave me.
That's right.
And we got a special announcement today, so I just had them all come in that are here. James works here, so stick your neck in. Stick your neck out, James. This is my namesake, my very first grandson.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
These are my children, my grandchildren, and Sergio, who has been gone for a while over the years, but he's come back home.
Yeah.
And he has an amazing baby boy, Leo, cutest kid you ever saw. And they are all over our house yesterday, and we just having the time with all these kids. You know, do you remember the song, We're Blessed, We're Blessed, We're Blessed? We are blessed.
Yes.
You have to be old to remember that, but we are blessed. You know, I mean, that is a song, Lori.
Yeah.
I wish we could sing it at our house.
Yes, we are.
Because when I'm there, and I have all these people on this set and with me, and Grandma was even there, and this is your mom, but to sing We're Blessed because we're blessed. I'm not sure how many kids I have now.
You lost count.
Well,
We can count but we just want to tell you, God restores.
Yes.
Yes.
And he does it amazing. And this is just a small percentage of our kids and grandkids.
Yes.
And so the grandson of Sergio, his son, is
Lee.
one of our newest grandkids that we're just getting to really know well now.
He's 4 years.
And we have
Lydia.
this little boy back here.
There's Jackson.
Marcella. This is Jackson.
Say hi, Jackson. Say
And Jackson is the most amazing, and his daddy is our co-host on this show, the newsman.
Yes.
And so we're so happy to have John with us.
Right.
And so John, Marcella, and so Marcella, what's going to happen at your house?
Yes, I am expecting. John and I are expecting. So I am about 3 months pregnant.
And I found out yesterday.
Yes, that's right. We all know when we tell Dad, we have to expect the world will know.
That's right.
Yeah, because I tell everything on the show. So
yes.
I get to tell it on the show today because she told me yesterday.
Yes.
And so once I get to know, I get to announce it.
Yes, that's right.
And so I am so excited.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. And little Lori is right here. Little Lori is pregnant.
I am.
And little Lori,
She's about to have
any
a baby.
minute, right?
Any minute, yes.
It could be any day.
It really could be. We're on
It's within 3 weeks for sure.
That's right, yes.
That's
But-
the latest, yeah.
But Olivia is I've asked Lori to write another book. She's got one book already she's writing at this time, all about our kids and our family and how God did all this and the crazy life of at my age raising all these kids. And Olivia loves Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandma has an amazing closet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want her to write a book called Grandma's Closet. Because Olivia, when you come to our house, she goes in and she finds her toys in Grandma's closet. Mm-hmm. And her clothes, she has clothes. Grandma always has extra clothes for all the grandkids. Mm-hmm. So these kids have been the joy of my life.
Yes, amen.
And Maria, can you get in closer, honey?
There's Marie with
This is Maria.
newest baby.
And this is
Grace.
Is this our newest baby?
Well, here.
For a little while, he's going to be the newest baby. Grayson, the son of Grace. There's Grayson.
Yeah.
And Maria is married to a very tall young man. And he works for our ministry.
Yes, Orion.
And so, look at that little baby. He sleeps in my office. I raised them all. Well, I don't really. I just like to say that.
Yeah.
But they're all in my office
That's the truth.
and in Grandma's office. And
Yes.
the kids all raise up here
Yes.
in our ministry.
Yes.
And so I'm just announcing today that we have another baby on the way, Marcella. So I try to keep you up to date of what the family's doing. So,
Having babies.
All the babies are coming. And of course,
So-
Jamie and Karen have
Yes,
two.
Minnie and Milo.
yes.
Yes.
And their baby, they just had a little girl, Amelia Faye,
Yes.
is their new baby. So here's what's going on. We have 10 grandchildren as of this moment, but we count them at conception.
Right.
So we actually have, with the 2 going to be born, we have a dozen grandchildren.
Yes.
And when I got out of prison, Tammy Sue had given me 2 grandboys,
Yes.
and we had the time of our life. Someday, James, we got to talk about going to Niagara Falls and all. We got out of prison, and we
We traveled all
traveled
over
around
together.
and just was so happy to be,
Great.
together.
Yes.
But today, official total, as far as I'm concerned, because we recognize the unborn, we have 12 grandchildren.
Yeah. God is so good. He's so faithful.
So
we just wanted to
just love them all.
have you guys all come up and say hi to everybody, and we wanted you all here in the studio audience to see. Most of them work behind the scenes. They do an amazing job. Maricella's the COO of the ministry. Lori's the executive producer wherever she is, and of course, Mom's the matriarch of the whole family.
So
She's
this is the
queen
grandma
mother.
of us all.
Oh, well,
Yes.
thank you. And they call me, I now have 12 Gigi. They call me Gigi Great Grandma.
Yeah.
So I love the Great
Gigi.
Grandma title. It's a great title.
Yeah.
But the joy of the Lord is
She's
our
Miss
strength.
Wisdom.
And to have the kids, my happiest time was when they're all at my house.
It's fun.
People say, oh, I can't wait till the grandkids to leave. I can't wait to have them. we have the time of our life.
Yes.
And it's a God-sent blessing. And I'm going to ask our great guest this week,
Yes.
James Huey,
Love him.
Love
if he would
James
sing,
Huey.
open up with a song that I could praise God with. It's called Good, Good Father.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we have a good Heavenly Father
Amen.
who has
Amen.
restored and blesses us.
What do you believe in?
In just a moment, we're going to meet Tom Horn, Jennifer LeClaire, Donna Hall, Derek and Sharon Gilbert, our very, very special guests today, and they're ready to go. I
Yes.
want to tell you. We've got stuff to say that may shock you, may shock some of you, but I'll tell you what, we're near. And headlines like never, ever in history, there's headlines today that the scientists won't, the preachers won't warn you, so the scientists are starting to warn that we better get ready for something
Right.
coming. But
Right.
right now, here he is, the one and the only James Huey.
Amen.
I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I It's who you are, who you are, it's who you are. Oh, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am. Oh.
Yes. Woo! I love that.
Wow. You know, we're talking about the Trump prophecies, and not too many days ago, your great song
Yes.
was sung in the presence of our president,
When I think
and
about the
he
Lord.
went wild over it.
Yes, he did.
How'd that make you feel?
It was mind blowing. I mean, it you know, writing the song, hearing, like I said before, my mom prophesy over that song and said it's going to go around the world. I had no clue that the president of the United States would ever hear the song.
That's right.
And it just blows my mind what God would do with something from a kid.
Right, because if you haven't heard before, James was only 13 years old when God gave him that great song, When I Think About the Lord. We sing it in churches all over the country and the world. And when it was sung at Liberty University at graduation, and with a big old choir, and I'm just like...
Over 100,000 in the audience,
I mean,
too.
just like, and the president sitting there and just
And he walked
loving
over
that song.
with the choir.
Yes.
He was so moved
Yes,
by it.
Yes.
You know.
Such an anointed
And,
song. So your mom prophesied and spoke into your life over that song that God gave a young man at 13.
I'm going to prophesy.
Better listen to you.
I'm going to prophesy that, James, you're going to be singing it to the president in the White House.
I believe that.
I received that.
Yes, receive it.
That's my prophecy. So
James,
I really believe it. I believe it unless the world comes completely apart and, you know, and things go crazy and he has a war room deal going on. And we have with us my dear friend, Tom Horn, one of the great publishers of our time. You released this book on our show.
Yes.
The Trump Prophecies, and Defender Publishing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of your company.
Yeah.
You are doing more and more books.
We really are. We're working up to try to get to a point where we can publish a book by Jim Bakker, and then we will.
That might be possible. But the exciting thing is what God's doing in your life.
Yeah.
You're not, I don't know, you're not as old as me, I don't think. But you have lived a long life, and you have ministered in the Assemblies of God. You have ministered all over the country, and you're building a network. You have a television network. You have all kinds of things going on, and then this big production center, and it's just exploding the last couple years.
Yeah. Well, and partly due to the kind of talent that God has given us, Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Donna, now Jennifer LeClaire is one of our writers, right? She's known from Charisma, your old buddy Steve Strang.
Yeah.
By the way, I'd say to James, that prophecy you made a moment ago, your prophecies have a strange way of happening.
They do.
You know,
That's
right out of
true.
prison, you write down all these things that are going to happen, these big towers, airplanes crashing. Pretty wild, and along the way, other things that you've said. We were talking about some of them in the back room a moment ago that I didn't even know about. When you said, the Lord showed me 9.0 and Japan, right?
Yeah.
What did Jesus say about earthquakes? Does anybody know? He said there'd be, if you
Many.
read King James,
diverse places.
and the word diverse means many places.
Different.
That just means different places, a lot of places.
Different places.
And I feel led to say there's going to be that earthquake God's been speaking to me is coming soon in Japan, by the way. And shortly after that, there's going to be other great ones. And when God speaks, I listen.
Yes.
And I get out of that bed, and I wrote all these things down. In fact, if you want to see the exact sheet, this is a copy of it. But this is what I wrote. And the miracle is that I could read it because I wrote it in the dark. And these were the things God told me. Worldwide economic disaster. There it is. You can see it as I wrote it. Earthquake, And there's that earthquake right there happened, and it's going to be more than that, the one in China. And then the Japanese earthquake, and there will be a total financial collapse of Japan.
And right after, and interestingly, at first they report it's an 8.7 or whatever it was, and you kept saying no, it was a 9.0. The next day it's an 8.9. No, they still got it wrong, and finally they said it's a 9.0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was in James' shoes, and what powerful anointed music.
Yes.
I believe that. I believe you're right.
Yeah, I do.
It's going to happen.
God is so faithful. So good.
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this special message.
And this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time. This product is the first of its kind, and this is enough for what, 1 month?
1 month, one big, serving a day, but you get all those essential nutrients. This product that has 19 grams of protein, 11 grams of fiber, all the fruits and vegetables, there's 12 organic or non-GMO fruits and vegetables, plus we have organic coconut water for the electrolytes, especially in a stress situation when you need hydration and need to keep the body hydrated. I mean, it has everything in there. There's no synthetics, no added color, no artificial, no GMO.
And no added sugars.
No additives in any form. It's all food grade minerals.
So you take 12 ounces of water.
Yeah. Now
and it's 2 scoops, is that correct?
2 scoops just below the line, but 12 ounces, yes. But I'd suggest nice cold water, and the only flavoring in there is strawberry.
And this is not artificial
There's nothing artificial in it. No artificial sweeteners.
No added
no sugar. No added sugar.
No sugar.
Vegan too, right?
Sugar's artificial or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
sugar's not
all
good
fruit
for you.
has natural sugar in it,
Yeah.
but it's good for you.
That's God's sugar. So it's real strawberry.
It's just
Yes, that's it.
It's
And
made from
coconut
real
water.
strawberry.
And
so
coconut.
It's a
Oh, I
strawberry
love
flavor.
that.
Has the sweetness of
Yum.
fresh coconut
Here's
water.
the thing.
Amazing.
It's time to be prepared, and it's going to be too late. This product is something we've waited for. I don't know how long you've worked on it. How long have you been?
I've been
development?
working on it for at least 6 months. And when you use superior ingredients in the first place, you use organic, non-GMO, grown in nutrient-rich soils, you lock that in. I'm telling you, without hesitation, there's more nutrition in this than if you went to your local grocery store and bought the fruits and vegetables. There's more vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, phytonutrients in a dry form than fresh because of where it's grown and the nutrient-rich soils and what's locked in that.
God's real food, your body can handle it. And I love the taste of it. Absolutely. It's the nicest strawberry. It's not even a strong strawberry. It's a sweet strawberry. It's sweet. It's
It has a
smooth.
nice-
That's the word.
It has a nice mouthfeel because it's, it's this wet blended, all these ingredients. I tell you, when we put that together and I taste it, I was blown away. We have physically tested it, taken it out after 10 years and ran it through a lab and tested no loss whatsoever of any nutrient, color, or flavor.
If you want to just get one, this massive gallon,
4.1 pounds.
you can get
That's
that,
30
and that's
servings.
That's $80. And I'll tell you what, you try to put vitamins together, buy them in the vitamin store. You can't even come.
Oh,
you
not even-
couldn't
no,
do that. You
not
couldn't even do
close
that.
to that.
This is all the vitamins and minerals. Look at that.
Mushroom. We've got carrots and beets and tomatoes, spinach and broccoli, blueberries, oranges.
It really is the missing link to survival food.
Yeah. I'm putting my order in, Frank.
Got it.
I'll be the first order. Okay, can I do that?
You got it.
Would that be a dozen?
Yes.
12, one a month. So I want it all shipped to me at one time. Can we do that?
We can definitely do that.
Okay. So what is that going to cost me, Mondo?
That is going to cost you $750 today. That's a value of $1,560. So you're saving $810.
Wow. So that brings it down to $62.50 per gallon per month of
Yes.
this. This is like the real food. This is the essence of food. This is the real food stuff. And I want you to try. You know, if you want to just try one for $80, you can try one and taste it and see how you feel after a month. Take it now. Yeah. This is something you take now.
You had the option of using synthetic vitamins in this and would have saved a lot of money. But Frank says, no way. We're going to use the real deal. And we're talking about a product that's good for 10 to 20 years, easy, maybe indefinite.
Definitely.
And like I say, I haven't seen anything that's giving us the vitamins we're going to need until I just saw this.
Wow. Yeah. And the other thing is, when you see other dehydrate or powders, 99.99% of the time it's done from juice. So they already have a process that heats it up. Oh. We take the whole fruit, the whole vegetable, you know, in this process and can reduce it to a powder. So you get, you know, all of the benefits of the skin, the seed, the everything, because, you know, grape seed extract and the grape skins and stuff.
This is why this is such an amazing product. Order this now if you want to get one canister a month. We'll come to your house at $70 a month there on the screen. And if you want to order a year, and just say, I want a whole year, you can do that. That's, you know, 12 of the canisters, 12 jumbo canisters of your daily essential vitamins and minerals to give you energy through your... This is survival.
You're going to have the strength to help people out in your community and your churches and your family members. But if you don't even have the strength to help yourself out, how can you go and help people around you? We want you to order this products and start doing something about it right now. Don't just talk about it. Don't just think about it. Just do it.
Call now, 1-888-988-1588. And you can write Pastor Jim at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri, 65615.
I want to jump into some things. The deep state, the shadow government, I'm hearing more and more about it. Mm-hmm. Trump has declared it the enemy. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us today what is going on? What is this deep state? What is this shadow government? And I tell you, the headlines today are so shocking. I mean, you have a headline from the New York Times: hackers are targeting nuclear facilities. Mm-hmm. Homeland Security Department and FBI warns about this. And then here's a headline: the end of the world warning. That's a pretty wild one.
Yeah.
And watching biggest explosion ever on the moon. NASA warns that we could be next. Mm-hmm. And so we're hearing these, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And what is going on? What are we to stand up for? I mean, this is, I'm concerned about the hatred and the people that are just working together to destroy our country and our president.
Yeah, and actually this partly goes to what some people call the deep state. Other people now are batting this word around, shadow government. You know, CNN yesterday said that Trump went over there to Poland. He gave his speech. They were bemoaning the fact that somebody asked him a question during a Q&A, and he called CNN fake news again. They were all mad about it. And in the old days, the idea was you just report the news. Whatever the news is, you like it, you don't like it, you just report the facts, right? But it's become something different. So it, too, is part of the deep state. But we've got something going on now in Washington that really has never happened before. In the history of our nation, we've never had a former president who, as soon as Trump took office, moved 2 miles across town, set up an office, and is working with what's called the OFA. I think it's called his agitation group, 30-some thousand people, 250 offices nationwide. And they are literally running what people in the Beltway are calling a shadow government third-term pseudo-presidency that is literally committed to trying to resist the Trump administration on every level. And so when you're looking at these kids that are starting fires on college campuses, they're actually getting paid. They're actually drawing money from both the Obama Foundation and the work that Obama is doing, as well as George Soros, who's committed something like $80 million to send these people out on the streets to start fires. It's fascism, basically. Well, we've never had a president come to office that wasn't even given a chance. Right. Day one, the first 100 days, academic studies showing that 98% of all of the top 10 major news coverage has been negative against Donald Trump. You know, what Mark Taylor, what he prophesied in this book, people better get ready, because they only know half of the prophecy so far. Where it's going next is going to revolutionize the country.
So much. And we're going to have a report on this broadcast from Lance Wallnau.
Yes.
And Lance is saying something pretty amazing.
God is looking for founding fathers, he's finding fathers. I was preaching Singapore, Thailand, Australia, South Korea. You know something's going to break loose in North Korea. You know Donald Trump's going to do something, because he's anointed to loose the loins of kings, loose the belts of kings. That means he's anointed to disarm his adversaries. He's got an Isaiah 45 anointing him. Donald Trump's going to do something with North Korea. Nobody's talking about it. We ought to be, as a Christian community, aware that's the next big global event. July 4th, Independence Day, God gave America a reprieve from judgment. Gave us a president half the church is embarrassed about. You should be thanking God for Donald Trump. There's no Christian I could see in the White House who has the chutzpah, the titanium spine, the unpredictability, the force of character to do what needs to be done like this man. That's why God raises up a Churchill or a Lincoln or a Donald Trump. It's the Cyrus anointing in history playing itself out.
A piece I've said I'm going to run every day for a while, and it's the president speaking out about we don't worship government. Just 1 second. Run this thing. You have it in the control room. Just run that, please.
And above all else, we know this. In America, we don't worship government. We worship God.
Wow. I'm going to play it until you get it.
Yeah.
This is the miracle, isn't it?
It is.
To have a president say that, especially in this time when there's so much anti-God in America.
Well, that's partly why they hate him.
Yeah.
You know,
It is.
an outsider came to Washington. He is not part of the Bohemian Club, and they are beside themselves on how to deal with him, right?
Yes.
But really, their war is with God.
That's it.
Now, here's a headline today. Sanctuary cities vow to make 1 million immigrants citizens. Illegals. Going to make them citizens. Just give it to them to oppose Donald Trump.
Wow.
Yeah. In other words, if they can't get enough U.S. citizens to elect a Democrat, what they're doing is they're bringing illegals in, and now they're actually said they are going to make them citizens. I don't know if you've read this story or not. This isn't it shocking?
Yeah.
And God spoke to me this morning. He said, nobody's, people who don't work, people who don't do anything to help the country except burn down buildings and burn cars and burn stuff, nobodies are talking about the somebodies. Donald Trump is a somebody. Yeah. The Bible says God puts up the president and puts down the presidents. God appointed a president. The church people voted for him. Other people voted for him. They all prophesied. Baal did not win. Baal prophesied. That's the devil's group. Forgive me, but they prophesied that Trump would not win.
Exactly.
But God said, I'm going to cause him to win. And this book that you're publishing, and so many people ordered, we couldn't even get them out. I mean, it's fast enough. I mean, there's just thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, really probably tens of thousands of the book deal that this book, the Trump prophecies, and what's coming next. This is by Mark Taylor, who is the fireman who saw several years before he was elected.
Yes.
And started saying it. And, you know, people wouldn't believe him. They said he's crazy. But see, they mock him. So what's going on? What God spoke to me? There's nobodies are talking about the somebodies. That's all we have. The news people today, they don't do anything. They just report stuff. They're not supposed to.
That's right. The critics
make the news. They're supposed to give the news. So what are they doing? You got people that hate America, and you have nobodies talking about somebodies. The song about, you know, they're in the arena, bloodied and beaten and bruised. But it's so easy for an armchair critic to talk against the person in the arena. The stuff that's being said, it's awful.
It is.
Garbage.
We're listening to lies.
Yeah.
And it's time that we listen to God.
Yes.
Is there something like an occult attacking our president?
Absolutely. I think it was actually on this program a few months ago when he first came out with his God's Chaos candidate.
Yes.
A word, by the way, that he borrowed from Jeb Bush. If you remember the last Republican debate, Jeb Bush referred to Trump as a chaos candidate who would become a chaos president. And then Lance came along and said, right, he's God's chaos candidate, right?
Yeah, Lance says
but I think it was on your program, and Lance said God delivered, he said there was a spirit of witchcraft in the Oval Office. Now, he didn't just say in Washington, D.C., or even in the White House. He said it was in the Oval Office, and it was about to bring in a much more powerful darkness with it, and God delivered America from that spirit. Do you remember when he said that? I think that was your program, wasn't it?
Yes,
I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
So he was identifying part of the supernaturalism that has been at work behind the scenes. Well, in Washington, D.C., really since the inception of the country, by occultists. We've done programs on this before if you want to understand the layout of Washington, D.C., the obelisk. Oh, and don't you love this? So there's going to be a few people that will get where I'm coming from here. But the Freemasons, right? They put the mottos on the Great Seal of the United States that actually prophesy a coming global leader by name Apollo that's going to lead the United States into a new world order. That prophecy's on our $1 bill. The New Testament, however, identifies in the book of Revelation in 2 places, and then Paul also to the church at Thessalonica says the spirit that will inhabit the Antichrist is Apollyon, Apollo, right? So they're literally prophesying that the Antichrist is coming to this country. Well, did you see what Time magazine did in their big picture of Trump? In the feature article, if you haven't, Google this and look it up. In their feature article on Trump called Trump Goes to War Against Washington, D.C., and it's a giant picture of him leaning against the obelisk and breaking it, right? That was a very subtle and telling message.
I didn't get it till this minute, but I saw that.
War is against. This is a battle against supernaturalism. And some got it and most didn't, but that's exactly the point that they were making. Again, this outsider has come in with his Christian God telling us what he's going to do. But, and again, we don't want to go much into this, but the WikiLeaks, there was stuff in the WikiLeaks. Derek and Sharon could go into this too. Very scary stuff. The stuff they were talking about, spirit cooking. Her campaign manager, the Podestas, are going to go to New York City to a spirit cooking dinner. This is right out of Aleister Crowley's Book of the Law. This is the deepest level of occultism.
This is crazy stuff. There's supernatural, right? In the world.
Yes.
And God is the ultimate supernatural. He is God. He is almighty.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, that's why we got a gal here today that's going to talk about angels. Her book is a runaway bestseller, I think, by now. It is amazing. And it's time the church get back to God's supernatural.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to survive.
Absolutely.
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this special message.
What would you do if too many people showed up at your door than what you had food prepared to feed? Are you going to tell them that, sorry, but we only have enough food for our group?
John, you wanted to do something that would literally revolutionize survival food and extend it. Let's start at the top.
The chicken bouillon is my favorite product because it's the ultimate multiplier. Now, it also has multiple uses. You go and you take chicken bouillon and you put it into a big pot of what's going to be stew, and you add rice that's very reasonably priced. And if you've got your garden growing, you throw vegetables in, and you've got chicken flavored soup with rice, beans, lentil beans. They're all in this kit. 900 something servings in a can. So we work on down to the apples, the long grain rice, rolled oats. You can use oats. There's bread that's included in this kit. And you can go and mix other grains with the bread. You can go and put oats in your bread, make it more like a whole wheat bread. The chicken gravy. Let me tell you, the chicken gravy can be used on so many things so that you don't have food fatigue.
But you get 6 of chicken gravy cans. There's even a 6-gallon bucket of my Italian favorite. I call everything mine, but Italian marinara. You have 6 gallons of mashed potatoes. This costs $900. It's 5,001 servings of different stuff here. It's 17 cents per serving for these buckets. But these are the multipliers. Where's the peanut butter? This is brand new. This is 30-year peanut butter. Do you like peanut butter?
Love it.
Anybody grow up with peanut butter?
Peanut butter, yes.
Oh, here's all, this is so heavy. This is not cheap junk. I'll tell you that.
12 loaves of bread in that bucket.
12 loaves of bread. Here's the bread. Here's the stuff to make white bread and rolls. 96 servings of bread. This is the bread, and you can get wheat or
and that's
white
the bread
right?
I made for you. So there's a white or a wheat. You don't need yeast for this bread. That's one of the fantastic things about it. I mean, the creativeness in this kit is just amazing. It's one of our favorite things to do. I know your black bean burger, I'm jumping ahead, is in there as well.
So you get the 4-gallon bucket of black bean burgers, and then you get the 6-gallon buckets, and you have instant mashed potatoes. You have 6 gallons of them, and then this amazing vegetable soup.
Vegetable stew, which has 7 different vegetables in it.
Now, you call it vegetable stew soup. It's so thick. So you remember that was Pete? We were making, you were helping me set up that table.
Absolutely.
That stew, vegetable stew, honestly, with the bouillon, you could make 100 gallons of soup. So you have another big 6-gallon bucket down there. That is 6-gallon bucket of lentil beans.
Yes.
So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go through it real fast.
Let's go through the list.
Okay,
Let's
so
get
we
this
have 3
straight.
cans of the chicken bouillon, 921 servings per can. We have 2 cans of apple slices. And those cans that we were all passed around and eating the apples, that's 64 apples in the kit. If you have fresh apples. The one long grain white rice, we talked about how awesome the long grain is, right? So there's 47 servings per can. Regular oats, but there's 2 cans. 6 cans of chicken gravy. We talked about how versatile the gravy is. There's a can of peanut butter powder packed with protein. Peanut butter powder is just add water and you've got the best spreadable peanut butter, I think, in the market. 6-gallon buckets we talked about. But we talked about the mashed potatoes, 235 servings. Vegetable soup, 7 different vegetables inside that pail. We know the versatility of that vegetable stew or soup or side dish, whatever you get your vegetables there. Creamy potato soup, awesome. It's one of the most versatile things we have. One of the greatest tasting things we have. Italiano marinara noodles, 4-gallon bucket. The black bean burger was the biggest test for Augustine Farms to be approved here at the ministry. We don't all want to eat the same thing over and over every day. We talked about the diets that we have to get on. But listen, if we're in time of trouble and we want comfort, what do? We conversate and we eat. And what's the favorite thing about dinner? It's the food, the family, conversation.
Right.
And we not only got a package ourselves, but we went to our pastor and we said, every church that has home cells, cell groups, at least one person at every cell group ought to have a complete supply so that if something happens, the people in the church will be protected and they won't be so in a survival mode that they won't be able to help others.
That's exactly
So that's exactly what we need to be seeing happen.
Right. So this is the Mega Food Multiplier. It's for a gift to the ministry of just $900, and that is for a you'll get 5,000 plus servings. It's just 17 cents per serving at that, and the value is $1,750. So you're saving $850. Now is the time to get this.
Just call and order it, or go to our website at jimbakkershow.com.
Or call at 1-888-988-1588, or you can still write us at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615.
One of the things that is so important is that when it ends and things really come to a head, they're going to happen, and it's going to happen so quickly, and people don't even understand the Bible, and they're not even listening to what the Holy Spirit is saying.
Right.
And God is wanting us to wake up and be prepared.
Yes.
Most people aren't anywhere prepared.
No.
If the biblical things take place that God said is going to take place, we're in a heap of trouble.
It's true.
And we must get back to God.
Well, they're going to take place because God said they're going to take place.
And when you see what's happening, it's so supernatural.
Yes.
And what we're hearing on this show today is about the supernatural events that are taking place. And now we have, North Korea that is saying, we are coming for you. We are going to do something. We're going to destroy you. We're going to drop bombs on you. We're going to have all these things happening. God is the only way we can get out. Right. God is the one who has control. And I believe, this is just what I believe, but I believe it's not going to get better and better. I'm so sorry to say that, because I know people just hate it when I say that. But there's no way in the Bible that it says it's going to get better and better in the last days. Perilous times are coming.
Well, absolutely.
And they're here now.
Yeah.
You can't mock God in the United States of America the way our country has mocked God and expect God to not even blink or wink. God is going to send judgment. I believe we're going to see places in the United States where earthquakes are going to destroy whole cities, whole areas. And it's coming now. And there's so much happening that it's time to get our place right with God. It's time to get our homes right with God. It's time to get our churches right with God. And it's time. We've been offering our new food offer, that God has told us is, something that I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
And we have the this little
Staying
truck
alive.
here of food
Right.
for Staying Alive. It's the cheapest food we've ever put together. It's the least expensive.
Right.
And it's time to get ready now.
So exciting that we're able to bring this together for you. I know Mark Augustin and Jerry Jones and you, the three of you got together, and I mean, you sharpened your pencils really sharp to give you guys the best offer that we could possibly give you.
For
Yeah.
$1,500
Or
to
19
have
cents.
7 years of food.
Right, exactly.
7 years of food.
That's right.
For $1,500.
By the way, Ray Gano, I see you sitting here in the front row. You're the one who said it, and I've been using it. It's your quote. I've been using it ever since you came on the show. You said that this food, Augustin Farms product, food, survival food, is the Cadillac of food.
This is the best food. It truly is. And people need to understand that they're not getting sawdust and salt and cardboard.
Right.
This will truly help you with fighting food fatigue, which is what is going to be a major issue in a serious meltdown or apocalyptic event or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
This will help you get through it. This is a morale booster. This is good for the body. It's good now.
It's good now. Yeah, we eat it now. I mean, we do. We have our gluten-free black burger tubs right in our pantry. Believe me, we love it.
19 cents a serving. There's no cheaper food in the world.
No.
For
there
survival food. This is 25-year shelf life food.
You know, and what you're offering here is a value of $4,800. So you're saving $3,300. And for today's offer is $1,500 for an amazing, again, Ray, I'm glad you're here to talk about this as well, because people need to understand that the types of food we're offering are foods that are essential for your body today. And Mark Agassiz was on the show the other day explaining to us how everything comes together. And for the reason that he has passion to help you, his father started this company and handed it down to him, and the passion has continued. But we here at the ministry continue to offer you the best price in every single day, trying to get the year for you, the year for two, the time of trouble, whatever can fit your budget. Go to the website right now, get involved, order your products, and if you can't do those 3 offers, we have an amazing deal that we do monthly, and people need to get in that monthly deal as well. But let me tell you something, the Staying Alive bucket for $75 is worth about $150, so you're saving $75, and that is 2 months and 20 days worth of food. So you're getting a total of servings of 241 servings. That is just 31 cents per serving. So find out what your budget is. Go to the website, go to the phone right now, do your part. Start right now before it's too late. But this right here, the year for you, for a donation of $300, that's a value of $750. That's savings of $450, and you're getting a total servings of $1,205. So again, just for 24 cents per serving, the Staying Alive Year for You for a donation of $300. What is the Year for Two, Sue?
The Staying Alive Year for Two, $600 donation to the ministry. That's 2 years, 2+ months of food, just 24 cents per serving. That's a total serving of 2,410 servings of food. Absolutely incredible. It's a value of $1,500, and that's a savings of $900.
Yeah. Any of these, and I like what Mondo said too. When you do the monthly, it's a 12-month commitment, $70. You receive a bucket of food each month, and you can just keep saving that up. And at the end, you'll have how many buckets, Jerry, at the end of the year?
You have 12 on a monthly,
On
yes.
a monthly, yeah.
Right,
Wait,
and you
12
save $5 a month, so it's $60 savings of the course.
Great. And also, I like what Ray Gano said. You gave us a great idea about giving out a bucket of food to somebody. People are going to be coming to us.
This is a great product that you can then use, and because we're called to feed.
Yes.
1 Peter 3:15 tells us to always be ready to share the hope. This is a chance for us to open that door to share the hope with people. People are going to be hurting. $70, that's not big. That's a great deal. Give it and help someone, and then it opens the door to share the gospel, share the hope. If you're giving someone food, don't you think they'd be open to hearing about Jesus Christ as well?
Absolutely. Yes. That's how it works. That's how it works. So like Mondo said, call right now, 1-888-988-1588, or go to the website, jimbakkershow.com. You'll see all kinds of offers there. You can select which one that you'd like to get. And while you're doing that, go ahead and get the 4 books for a gift. I can't believe it. At $35. Just get several copies of these books for $35. That's amazing.
I want to remind you to be ready. The news today, just today, is enough to get ready.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know why people won't be prepared. Because perilous times, according to God, is coming. It says the sun might plunge into deep solar minimum, which could cause part of Earth's atmosphere to collapse. That's one news.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
Yes.
The Security Department and the FBI is warning that hackers are targeting nuclear facilities in the United States of America. This is another story. Natural disaster, 5.8 magnitude earthquake hits Montana. Rising super volcano concerns.
Yes. If Yellowstone blows, there'll be a lot of people coming to Missouri because almost everything between here and there will be dead.
That's right. That's right. That's it.
Our people who make our food. He told me yesterday, he says, if we warn, if we don't, really warn people, and we are the sun and the moon and the stars and all the but he said we're not gonna do this anymore.
No.
And that we won't have food anymore. We're not going to be able to afford pay. No. Well, our time's gone. We want you to be sure to order our special book package today.
Right. My goodness.
The food.
I still can't get
Order
over it. I'm like,
people are starting to order the food because they know something's happening. And I got a lot more to talk about on our show tomorrow. But these books for only $35, well, that's cheaper than $10 a book. What?
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Retail.
It's $80 worth of books.
It's just,
and
wow.
You're doing it for $35, and you have the best deals in books in the world.
You're very,
and they're not old books. They're brand new books.
Brand new, yeah.
And hot stuff.
Yep, bestsellers.
God stuff. And I'll tell you what, it's really exciting.
And thank you for doing that for us and for our partners. Thank you, Tom.
And Donna Howell I want to run some of your sermon if you'll let me. Because she's preaching tomorrow night.
It's going to be on here.
It's going to be on the set.
That's right. And you can get this.
Everybody can help us at $56 to help us stay on the air.
That's right. Exactly.
And that's our anniversary.
That's in honor of you
for the ministry.
Preaching 56 years. That's what that's all about.
So order this set of books. You got it. What is it called?
It's called the Trump Prophecies Bundle.
Now he's telling what's coming next, and this is his new book. In fact, his only book. This is the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
The book should be $35 by itself for this book. So you get this book, then you get
Donna's book,
Radicals by Donna Hall. She is going to shake the world. She's already shaken the world. And she's got an amazing book. And she's bold. She says she's bashful. I don't believe it. And so Derek Gilbert, The Great Inception.
Brilliant.
Satan's from what?
Psyops.
From Eden to Armageddon. And this is a great message for the last days of what's going on. And then we have the publisher, or the editor
of Charisma.
Charisma magazine. And this is Angels on Assignment Again. And don't forget to order this for a gift of $56.
Yes.
Videos. I don't know how many videos are in here. Dozens and dozens of videos.
So many.
All of the guests on the show today. And so many people.
Mike and Cindy Jacobs, Pat Schatzline, Tom Horn, Hubie Sen, Bobby Connor, John Shorey, Bill Whaley, Bishop Ron Webb, Darren Parker, Derek and Sharon Gilbert, Dr. Cheryl Selman, Donna Howe, Frank Davis, Jennifer LeClaire, Mark Augustin, Michelle Baccarella, Pastor Joe Campbell, Ray Gano, Caleb Harmony family, James Huey, John Sager, Marcy, Nadia, little Nadia Cole, when she was a little girl, all grown up now. Tammy Sue Baker and the Circes and many more.
A whole week of John Shorey,
yeah.
How to be prepared. And of course, Bobby Connors is great. So he's going to, maybe we'll have him a couple times on here because he's speaking this week.
Yes.
And Hubie Sin, man, he went late at night because he was
Everybody got a word last
prophesying
night.
to everybody.
That's right.
Order the videos, all of it, so because you all didn't get in to see it all, I know that. So you'll have it for a gift of $56. So do it now.
Yes.
And we have to go. Remember that God loves you. Don't forget to get your food. Start ordering food. Even if you just order a bucket a month, you can do that and send it to your house and get in and get ready.
That's right.
We have to go.
Okay.
Don't miss our show tomorrow. God loves you. He really does. Bye-bye for today.
Bye-bye. We love you.
Coming soon to Morningside in the Jim Bakker Show. Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis will return to Morningside Friday, July 28th. We're honored to have Paula White with us on the Jim Bakker Show Tuesday, August 15th. We're honored to have evangelist Alveda King with us Thursday, August 24th. Author and prophet Rick Joyner will be sharing a powerful word. Rabbi Jonathan Kahn will introduce his new book, The Paradigm, Wednesday, September 6th and Thursday, September 7th. Join us every night at 7 p.m. for The Prophets Speak, an evening filled of worship and ministry. For our full schedule, go online to jimbakkershow.com. We can't wait for you to see what God's doing here at Morningside.